All right, fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Gary.
Thank you. You know, I often get introduced as a motivational speaker, but if anything, I'd rather be introduced as an inspirational speaker, because that's my goal. Every time I give a talk to a group of salespeople, my goal is to convince them to commit to becoming the very best that they can in selling. I tell them it takes just as long to be in the top 5% as it does to stay average. I'd like to share a little bit about my story so you know where I'm coming from. I left school at 16. Got a job as an apprentice sheet metal worker, a job which I hated. But while I was there, I noticed men in suits in the office driving company cars. So I went up to my boss and said, "Mick, what are those people up there?" He turned around and said to me, "They are sales reps." Mind you, I'd never heard of sales reps before. I said, "Mick, what do sales reps do?" He said, "They sell the products that you make." Now that appealed to me, driving around all day in a car talking to people. So when I finished my apprenticeship, I was out of there. One of the things I really loved in the sheet metal work was welding. So I managed to get myself a job. It's straight commission selling welding consumables. Then is when I realised that selling was not just driving around in a car talking to people. It was a real shock. So I was really disheartened. It wasn't that I didn't want to work hard. I'd be out there, I'd be start at one end of the street and then go up the other end of the street calling in factory to factory. I was getting rejection after rejection. So totally disheartened, I thought, defeated. I said, no, I can't take it anymore. I'm going back to sheet metal work. But then I had an aha that night that I was going to resign the next day. Look, why are some salespeople better than the other? So I swallowed my pride, went up to Frank and said, "Frank, what are you doing different than me?" And fortunately, he took me under his wings. He taught me how to sell. Unfortunately, at the time, the company didn't have any sales training. They give you the sales kit, show you the door, and said, "Hang in there." And I was just hanging in there. I had a car to pay off, and I was living on 2-minute noodles. Who likes 2-minute noodles, by the way? I could have written a book, 101 ways to cook 2-minute noodles on a budget. Anyway, so I took what Frank said, put it into practice, and the sales went up. I went from one of the bottom producers in the company to one of the top within a year. All by just applying what I'd learned from Frank. So I left the welding in trade and had a few jobs where I had great sales success at, and then I landed the big one. I landed a job with a computer company. I was selling $2 million systems up to $2 million. My first year's pay was over $250,000 in commission and that. So I was pumped. And that's what I try to get across to people. Selling is a fantastic profession. It's one where there's no ceiling to your income. But you've got to commit to becoming the very best that you can. And I'll tell you, it's not easy. You've got to go out of your comfort zone. You've got to do things that are completely strange to you. But after a while, when you go out of that comfort zone, you form a new comfort zone, and it becomes second nature. And the beauty is that not many people make that commitment, because if it was that easy, everyone would be top salespeople. So that's where you've got an advantage if you commit to doing it. So what I'm trying to say is to salespeople, listen to what I say, take heed, commit yourself to becoming the best, because at the end of the day, all the pain that you go through, learning all these new things will be worth it. Thank you.